Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tom or Gummy. Today we're back once again for another Fortnite Creative Build tutorial. Again, continue with the kind of houses and city theme. Today we're going to be doing something slightly different, a new kind of style, and this is going to be the Neo Futuristic style. So this is heavily inspired, of course, by the release of the Neo Tilted Towers, all the different prefabs and galleries that come with that. So I've taken them and tried to make something that looks almost futuristic, a bit of a variation to the normal style modern builds we've been doing on the channel recently, which you guys have been showing a lot of love and support on. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list off all the materials you're going to need to build this. We're going to go through it one by one, but first I'll list off the galleries and prefabs you need. So you'll need Neo Tilted Gallery A, Neo Tilted Gallery B, Neo Tilted Factory, Modern House, Cube Gallery, Neo Tilted Apartments, Elemental Cubes Gallery, Street Gallery B, Car Gallery A, and Gas Station Gallery. So in total it is 10 different prefabs. Once again, I'll be not covering the interior in this video or any major details. This will just be the actual build itself. So again, if you do want to see that, please let me know in the comment section below. I am working super hard on trying to catch up with the previous builds we've done, but as you can imagine, it does take quite some time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one separately, and I'll list off what each, I guess, gallery or prefab each item is from. So starting off with this white pillar here, this is from Neo Tilted Gallery B. Next to this, the staircase is from Neo Tilted Gallery A. Next to this, we have this grey spotted wall, and this is from Neo Tilted Gallery B. One thing to consider is that the rear of this is the side that has the grey spotted effect with the grey pillars either side. Going back around to the other side, we have this white wall with the stripe going down the middle. This is from Neo Tilted Apartments, and this is actually from the lower part of the building. Of course, the rear side is this white with grey banner at the top, whereas if you go on the upper parts of the building, I believe it has a cyan background, so that's something to consider. Next to this, we have the same pattern with the grey dots, and this is a garage door, and this is from Neo Tilted Gallery B. Again, just for perspective, this is what the rear of the item looks like. Next to this, we have this little white door. This is from Neo Tilted Gallery B. Next to this, we have these non-see-through glass panels, and this is from Neo Tilted Gallery B. Next to this, we have these windows. Now, these are half windows, so this is two separate items, as you can see. This is the left one and the right one, and these are both from Neo Tilted Factory. So again, Neo Tilted Factory. And the final, I guess, window is from Neo Tilted Apartments. Again, this is a kind of more bulky window, but once again has the white background. In terms of the floor items, we have the 4x4 white tiles. This is once again Modern House. We have the wooden floor. This is from the Modern House again. Next to this 2x2 square, and this is from Neo Tilted Gallery A. This grey kind of concrete floor, Neo Tilted Gallery A. And this 2x2 cracked kind of tile, similar to this, just slightly lighter. This is from Street Gallery B. The water is of course from the Elemental Cubes Gallery. In terms of the walls, we've got this kind of chunky futuristic wall. This is from Neo Tilted Gallery A. You also want to make sure you have the corner piece as appropriate. Next to this, we have this small concrete almost border, and this is from the Gas Station Gallery. Once again, you do need the corner piece. The next wall is this slightly thinner wall. Once again, this is from Neo Tilted Gallery A, and has this kind of angled corner piece, as you can see right there. Just like normal, we have the edges for the white tile over there, and this is from the Modern House. And then in terms of the cubes from the Cube Gallery, we want grey and white. However, and this is a big however, we need to resize them because otherwise it looks a bit too bulky. So what we are going to do is you're first going to grab it, you're going to turn drops off, and you're going to put grid snap on 8. You're then going to resize it. Now, I believe on PC, you right click on the mouse, and then you use the different variations by pressing tab. On console, on Xbox at least, to resize, you see in the bottom left corner, it says to hold B. So we're going to hold that, and then what you can see here is it gives you the axes in which you can change it. We're going to change the resize axes to height, So as you can see on the bottom left corner of the screen, it says height. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make it smaller by 2, if I can actually make it shrink. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So 5 notches in total from the original size, and that's going to give us something that looks like this. And essentially, this is half the size of a standard block, as you can see there. So that gives us a little bit less of a bulky look, and that is perfect. So that is all the items you're going to need. Once you've got them ready to go, we can start getting into building. One thing I will mention, of course, as I mentioned before, with the car gallery A, is we are going to be building a helicopter pad, because why not? So what we want to do, if you want to add a helicopter, once again, this is completely optional, is to find car gallery A, which is here, and there is a helicopter in this gallery, as you can see if I chuck it right on over to there. Now, of course, I'm not going to do this in the build, but something to consider. You can put this helicopter on the pad, and it looks very, very cool. So anyways, yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. Just before the video starts, I want to do a quick little plug. If you do enjoy my content and want to support the channel, please consider using my support a creator code in the Fortnite item store. That is GUMMYYY, so Gummy with 3 M's and 3 Y's. This applies to all purchases on the item store. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it helps me create more regular content for you guys to hopefully enjoy. Okie dokie, so what we're going to start off by doing is the front side of the build. Now, of course, this is a really, really large scale build, one of the largest ones I've done on the channel to date, so I'm going to take it slowly as much as possible, but of course we do have to keep a pace, otherwise this video is going to drag on quite considerably. So we're going to start off by grabbing this grey wall. So just for reference, this is what I'm going to refer to as the grey wall, this is what I'm referring to as the white wall, so bear that in mind. We're going to grab the grey wall. We're going to head over to an empty space, and this is going to be the front side of the house. And of course you want to allocate enough room for the driveway and all that good stuff, so make sure to leave at least, I would say, 6 tiles forwards of here for that area. We're going to start off by placing 1. We're then going to go around to the left, like a corner angle, and then we're going to go to the left again, corner angle, leave it blank, and left again, corner angle, but we want to rotate it so that this texture is on the inside, and that texture is on the outside, and that will make sense once we get around to the left side of the build. Continuing, we're going to grab ourselves the garage doors, and on the right side of this original tile we just placed, we're going to place 1, 2 of our garage doors, and then we're going to place 1 of our grey walls, go to the right again, to the right again, and that's going to bring us around to the front right corner of the build. But right now it should look something like this. In that gap that we have there, we're going to grab ourselves the set of stairs. We're going to place 1 right in the gap, and that fills it in nicely. That's going to go up to the patio area, which is where the pool is going to be. In terms of this front area, we're now going to add a balcony, and the way we're going to do this is by grabbing ourselves the 2x2 grey square tile, this one in the middle, which is the one with the kind of slightly off-squared or off-centered squares in the middle. We're going to grab this, and what we're going to do is above the front side of this porch, so in front of the grey, just to the right of the stairs, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this will continue around to the side, but for now we just leave it like this. We're then going to grab our pillars, and we are going to place 1 on the front left corner underneath that, and we're going to place a second one on the right side in the front right corner, just before the wall right there. So at this current point, it should look something like this. That is the front side where the garage is going to be. We'll talk more about the inside of the garage later on in the build. For now, what we are going to do is we're going to continue this round to the right side. So we placed a grey wall right there. We're going to place a door next to this. So this is going to be one of the main doors to get into the mansion. So we're going to place 1 door. We're then going to place 1 wall. And then from here, we're going to go around to the right side, and that's going to continue round to there. In regards to this floor here, we're going to go 1 to right, and we're then going to extend it 1, 2, 3, 4 forwards. So it now overextends 1 block or 1 tile like so. What we're then going to do is grab ourselves a pillar, and on the front right corner of this extension, we're going to place 1 pillar right there. So again, right now, it should look something like this. The next step we're going to do is we're going to add a little extension to the front side of the door just to make it a little less flat. The way we are going to do this is by grabbing a block that I haven't actually placed for whatever reason. So apologies for this. You want to grab from the modern house the little 2-block extension which goes with that. So it's the half of the 4x4. For whatever reason, I did not grab it. That's very unusual. So it is this one right here. So it's half of the 4x4, so the exact same pattern. It's just half the width. We're going to go ahead and we're going to place a row of 3 of these in front of the door. So starting on the left side, we place 1, 2, and 3, and it ends up there. And we are going to grab the end piece, which I have actually grabbed, this one here, and we're going to whack that on the end just to cap it off, give it a nice smooth finish. If it's a bit of a pain, just change the angle you're going at, and it should be completely fine. To hold this up, what we're going to do is add a pillar on the right side and on the left side, not 2, like it's just done there for some reason. And yeah, once you've done that, it should look something like this. So that is the core of the front side of the building. Now, what we're going to do to split this up a little bit and to actually make it look a little bit better is we're going to start adding some walls. So we're going to start off by grabbing this kind of chunky futuristic wall, and we are going to do on the left side 1. Then on this right side of the stairs, going to place 1, go forwards, and then we're going to wrap it round this material we've placed previously, so all the way around the side, up until this point, and then round to the right side, and that's going to continue round the build. Now in the corners, we're going to want to, of course, grab ourselves a corner piece, so that includes this one, here. We're then also going to wrap up this front corner here, just by placing 1, and also 1 to the left of the wall we placed by the stairs. Come around to the final corner, just before we wrap around to the right side, place 1 there, and once you've done that, that is lovely, and as you can see, it just gives a bit more character and a bit more shape to the build, and yeah, that pretty much wraps up this step of the tutorial. So the next thing we're going to work on is we are going to finish up this right side, and then we're actually going to start working on the patio. So for the right side, we already have this 1 grey wall here. We're going to expand 4 to the right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's 5 wide in total. We're going to extend this balcony 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right, and then we're going to extend the wall as appropriate all the way around, including wrapping around the corner and placing a corner piece to make it flow slightly smoother and make it look a lot nicer. The final touch for this is to grab ourselves a pillar in the corner right there. We're going to place 1 pillar. Again, make sure there's a little gap between the corner piece, but it is centered as well as possible. And yeah, once you've done that, that is the front right corner of the build, and that is where we're going to leave that part off, and we're now going to start working on the patio area. So for the patio area, we have this area here. This is kind of a balcony extension over the front side of the build. This is 6 tiles wide. What we're going to do from here is we're going to expand 4 forwards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're essentially going to mark out an area. So starting on the right side, we're going to leave these 2. From the third one, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to link it up, and essentially it's going to be a 4 wide area. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, and then 5 tall. Now we're going to fill this in solid with this material, and that's going to be our main patio area. Now in this corner here is where the building is going to form, so we'll talk about that in a second. What we're going to do is in front of the stairs, we're also going to continue, so we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and that will wrap around to the side of the building. For now, all we need to do is just extend this wall out, and we'll worry about this grey wall in a second. So right now, again, looks something like this. In terms of what we're going to work on, we're going to get this out of the way nice and quickly. We're going to add the pool. So for the pool, we are going to grab ourselves this white wall, so the slightly thinner one. We're going to come over to this large patio area, and we're going to count from the front left corner, this one here. We're going to go forwards 1, and then to the right 1. So there should be a 1 tile gap to the left and a 1 tile gap forwards. From here, we're going to go to the right. We're then going to create a 2 by 2 square. So as you can see, what I've done here, 2 by 2 square. If you've done it correctly, which I have not, you want to make sure that you have it. For some reason, it's not letting me rotate it. You want to make sure that you have it so that they are indeed flipped the other way. For some reason, again, not letting me do it, so we'll work with it for now. But you want to make sure that it doesn't have the corner pieces. Normally, you would have to place them. For some reason, it's almost like glitched out for me. If this is what happens for you, that's fine. It might be a problem later on. Who knows? We'll work it out as we go. What we're then going to do is grab ourselves the water. Now, you have to be really careful with this because this is a pain to place. What you want to do is you want to make sure that it is blue before you place it, because if it's white, it's going to place it underneath. So it's a little bit off in terms of where you think you're placing it and where you're actually placing it. What you're going to do is roughly guess, so you can try and line it up, make sure it's blue, place one, that's perfect. Then you head over to the right, place another one, blue, perfect. Again, it's almost a guessing game. If you get it slightly wrong, it's fine, you can just pick it up and move it. But as you can see, nailed it. Now, this is the issue you'll have if it won't let you rotate the walls, is that it will glitch out, and it will cause a few problems like that. Now, of course, not much I can do about it. For some reason, it's not being too helpful, but you get the idea. That is our pool. What I will do, just to stop that going crazy and being a massive distraction, is I'll remove the walls for now, and we'll worry about that later on. For now, of course, you get the idea. You want to keep the walls, only doing it just for video purposes. But that is our lovely swimming pool. Now, what we're going to do is start building the first floor of the building. So we're going to grab ourselves the white wall. We're going to come around to this corner here where we've got this gap, and we're going to place one and two. What we're then going to do is we're going to wrap this round. So we wrap around to the left side. We're going to grab ourselves a door, if I can grab it. There we go. And we're going to place two of our doors, and then we're going to place a white wall. From here, we wrap around to the left. We're going to place one. We are then going to grab ourselves our windows, these being the ones that you can't see through, and we're going to place two of these, and then we're going to wrap around to the left side and place one, and we'll continue that in a second. So as you can see, this is 3 wide, and this section is 4 wide. This section here for the balcony is going to be 2 wide. As I said, we'll extend this in a second. Heading around to the right side, we're going to finish this up real quick. So we are going to wrap around to the right side. We place 2 of our walls. We are then going to place 2 of the windows. Wrap around to the side, 2 windows, and 2 walls. And there should be 1 tile left. This is going to be the balcony extension that's going to wrap around the rear side of the building. So right now, the front side of the build should look something like this. Once again, if it doesn't, please do go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan. If it is looking like that, perfect, we shall continue. So, the next step we are going to work on is we're once again going to grab ourselves these grey tiles, and we're going to do a perimeter along the top of what we've just built. So literally just wrap it around the top side, all the way around this perimeter area, and it's going to give you, if I back up, a shape that looks something like this. Now, once you get to this section here, what we're actually going to do is we're going to bring this forwards. So the 3 tiles here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's going to give you this solid square area. This is going to be where the helicopter landing pad is going to be, if you want to include it. If you don't, you could just add another pool or something crazy. I don't mind. It's up to you. What we're going to do is, just like we did before, add a solid row around the outside of this area using our slightly thicker walls. Again, just gives it a nice defined shape, a nice defined outline, and also adds a little bit more colour in, even though it is still grey. You get the idea, it just splits it up a little bit. Once again, you want to grab yourselves the corner pieces. There's nothing more important than adding the corner pieces, otherwise it looks super chunky, and it doesn't look the part. So if I back up, you can now see it looks like this. We are making really good progress. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start off by grabbing the grey half slab block, and then we're going to come to this big patio area here. We're going to establish 1 block, or 1 tile in, should I say, either side. So just to give you a perspective of what I mean by that, I'm not sure why the drops are on. There we go. Make sure drops aren't on, by the way. That becomes a pain. So we are going to count 1 in, so 1 forwards and 1 to the left. So in this front right corner of that block, we're going to place our half slab. So again, It's this front right corner, 1 tile gap either side, as you can see right there. We're then going to do this in the top corner. So we come to the top corner and we work out, whoops, that's slightly 2 forwards. So we have 1 tile gap to the front and a 1 tile gap to the side. From here, on both of these, we're going to go 1 to the left and 1 forwards. So again, 1 forwards and 1 to the left. And we're going to punch out the corner blocks so we have 2 diagonal areas that look something like this. What we are then going to do is we're going to build to the left 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So again, ends up looking something like this. We're then going to go forwards. In this case, I'm going to build to the side because it's often slightly easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then link it up with the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can link this together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And make sure to punch out the front left and top left corner like so. Now what you'll notice, again, is there's a 1 tile gap on the right side, there's a 1 tile gap on the left side. This is going to be different, so there'll be a balcony here, so don't worry about that. So this is going to be our basic helipad. What we're going to start off by doing is we're going to place a tile in the corner so that we have kind of this pointed, I don't know why I said it like that, corner, so it's a bit more circular and not just like blocky. What we're also going to do is continue this. So we're going to place 1 solid layer of our, a half layer of our blocks. So we're going to continue this all the way across. So again, only half the block is placed differently. The other half is placed in line with the previous layer that we did. And we're going to do this on both sides. So right now, it ends up looking something like this. What we're then going to do is grab ourselves the white tiles, and we're going to make our H, of course, for helicopter. So we're going to place a row of white tiles. So that is 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to do the exact same on the right side. So 3, whoopsie daisy, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now what we're going to do is in between the 6, so in between the 3rd and 4th block, we're going to place 1, 2, and 3, and that's going to make our H shape, and all the remaining area we're going to fill in with our grey tiles. Now you may have to place, in fact you will have to place a few half tiles, of course where you place half in the previous, but it's just a simple case of filling it all in and making sure it looks or resembles something like this. So once you've done that, that is the H for the helicopter pad. Once again, if you want to put a helicopter on there, you are more than welcome to do so. I'm just going to grab one from over here, just have a convenient helicopter. And of course, you want to rotate it. So let's turn the, whoops, I don't know why that's deleted. So let's grab another one. You want to turn this, so let's rotate it. And let's place it on our lovely helipad. So again, this is optional. If you don't want to add it, you're more than welcome to just ignore it. But I think it makes a nice little touch to the overall finished build. So yeah, that is our helipad and accompanying helicopter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to continue around the left side of the build. So this part here, show it a bit of love because right now it's looking not too great. We're going to start off with the grey wall. We're going to extend this 7 tiles to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're then going to extend this floor all the way across to match it, and we're going to make it 2 tiles wide. With this wall here, we're going to extend this 1 to the left with the window. We're then going to place 2 of the white walls, and that's going to wrap around to the rear side. So we're going to extend the patio floor out 1 further tile. Extend the wall to match what we've just built, and then once again, wrap it around the rear side of the building, and grab yourself a corner piece right in that corner there, and also a pillar block to place underneath the left corner just to give it a little bit of support. So right now it looks something like this. Again, on top of the first floor we are going to place our row of the I guess, walls, concrete walls, and that's going to continue round to the rear side of the building. So right now, this is what the build looks like. Once again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. Give you guys a brief opportunity to catch up if necessary, and then we shall continue. So, what we're going to do now is we are actually going to extend this. So that wall was not necessary. We're going to extend this one tile out. So we're going to grab this here. We're going to bring it one forwards, and then 1, 2, and 3 to the left. Now this is going to extend all the way backwards, but before we do that, we'll have to worry about the additional floor that we're going to build. For now, go ahead and actually wrap up the area here with the walls. Make it go around the corner. And also, we're going to grab another pillar. So let's grab it from here, and we're going to place it in the corner just to support this balcony area here. And also one in this back corner here. This is not going to overhang, so you can place it in that corner. Grab a corner piece, and that will wrap around to the rear side. So again, looks something like this. What we're going to do now is we're going to head round to the rear side of the build, start making some progress there. So let's head round, and we're going to start off with the bottom by grabbing ourselves a grey wall, and we're going to go 1, 2, whoops, want to make sure it's on the right side. So just flip it if it's not, and we're going to go 9 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What we're then going to do is extend this patio floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left, so it overhangs by one tile. Once again, the fun job of extending the wall to match it. Again, I probably don't need to mention it. You can probably guess every time we extend it, you're going to extend the corresponding wall as appropriate. In terms of the first floor, we're going to wrap around this white wall. We are then going to grab ourselves this window, this chunky window. So I'll place one, that one right there. And we're going to place 2 of these. We're then going to place one of our walls, 2 of these windows, and 1 of the walls. From here, we're going to go to the left. We're then going to build a window to the left of that. Whoops. If I can place it correctly, that is. And then we're going to go, again, corner to the left. And then a white wall to the left of that. This floor is going to follow that pattern. So we're going to go 1, 2 forwards, and then 1 to the left. We'll worry about adding the extra corner in a second. But for now, again, it looks something like this. For this corner, we're going to extend a further block to the left, and then this is going to go all the way across and link to this front side here. Once you've done that, you can grab yourselves the walls, and again, just go side to side to side. Once you get around to this point, just wrap it round and follow the shape, and then you get your corner pieces, fill it in, and it is as simple as that. So that is the balcony going around the exterior of the building, or at least the first floor balcony. We're going to grab ourselves a pillar, and under this corner here, place one pillar, and we place another one under this corner right here, so it's symmetrical to the front side. So again, if I back up, it looks something like this. In terms of the base area, we're going to get this grey wall. We're going to go 1, 2 to the left, wrap around, 1, 2 to the left, wrap around, and build all the way across, and that will link up perfectly. Whoops, if we don't mess it up like I've just done there. That will wrap up perfectly and link to the front corner like so. In regards to this big area here on the side, what we are going to do is we are going to start on the right side. We'll place one of our white walls. If we're going to place it the right way around, that would be helpful. We're then going to place one window. We're going to place 2 of our walls. We're then going to place 2 of our windows. We're then going to place 2 of the walls. And we're going to place a window and 1 wall. And it ends up looking something like this. Now, yet again, we are going to grab ourselves the concrete walls, go all the way around the top of this additional floor that we've just added, and fill it all in appropriately. And once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and start working on the final floor, because that is all that is left to do in terms of the main structure itself. Of course, we will be adding a few small details and a few extra walls in the interior just to split it up a little bit. But for now, as I said, this is the right side. I'll back up, give you guys an opportunity to pause if necessary, just in case you got left behind at any point. And also round to the rear side. So as I said before, once we've got this done, we are now going to move on to the third and final floor. I guess it's the second, if you class the first floor as the ground floor. What we are going to start off is, of course, at the front side, and we are going to grab ourselves one of our white walls. We're going to come to this front left corner here, directly above this window. Again, it's a one tile setback. We're going to place one of them. We're then going to place two of our doors to the right, and then we're going to place a white wall. We're then going to extend this round to the right, so we place one white wall. This is where we're going to grab ourselves our windows. It's like half ones. So we're going to place one of the windows, the one with the, hello. We're going to place one with the right gap. Then we're going to grab the opposite one, which is the one with the left gap. So it ends up looking something like this. And then we're going to place a wall. We're then going to head round to the front side by the helicopter pad. We're going to place one of our walls, and then we're going to place another one of these windows. So right facing, left facing, and a wall. And that's going to be the front of this section here. On that section, there is going to be, again, a patio floor, which is going to go around this section. And it's going to link round to the rear side of the build. In regards to the walls, we're going to place one wall. We're then going to place another one of our windows. So again, we have the left side and the right side, and we're going to have a wall. We then go around to the right side, 1, 2, round to the right side, 1, and then there's going to be a 1 tile gap. So what we're going to do is go 2 to the right, and then we're going to go 1 to the right. So again, you can see we've got the 1 tile gap. Here it's a 2 tile gap, but it will be filled in a second. And then we are going to grab ourselves the, again, left window. Then we're going to grab ourselves the right window, a wall. And then for the final side, this section here, we're simply going to place left window, right window, and that is the basic structure complete. So again, it's a pretty odd shape, I'll give you that. But that is the shape of our top floor. What we're going to do is in this section here, this empty section, we are going to fill it all in with our balcony tile. So all the way around, including in this too wide section. And that will link up perfectly. And you now have a balcony going all the way around the second floor as well as the first floor. Now, in regards to the roof, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the 4x4 white tile. This is from the modern house roof. And if I grab the right one, this one here, and we're going to fill it in solid using this block or tile. So we fill in this whole roof area solid using this white textured block. The reason we're doing this is because then we can do extensions over the edges with the half tile block, as I did earlier on in the video over the front doors. It gives it a really nice bit of detail and also distinguishes it a bit from the other sections which have these solid walls. So that is what it looks like once you've added that. What we're going to do now is start adding some overhangs and just making it look a little bit more interesting. So we are going to start off on the front side, this section here, and we're going to add a 1 tile overhang. So that's 4 tiles in total. What we're then going to do is grab ourselves the half tiles, and on this corner here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. On the front section, we're going to place another overhang, so we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the right side, we're once again going to use our half block extensions. So we place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Now, once it gets around to this back corner, this is where it becomes slightly difficult, because the issue we have is we can't add extensions on this section because it won't line up properly and you'll have a random gap. If you like that, that's cool with me, but personally I'm not a fan. And yeah, if you do it like that, it's going to look kind of like jolty and weird. Alternatively, if you do it like that, it looks a bit flat. So it's up to you. I 100% don't really know what I prefer, and it's an aspect that could maybe improve. You can, again, do it like that, or you can just take it out and make it just plain. I might just leave it like this and then add in the corner pieces. Once again, same dilemma here. You can either leave it empty, or you can try and add it like this and try and phase it so it looks a little nicer. One thing you can do is on the side here, we'll place 1, 2, and 3. And the exact same scenario here, you can either leave it plain or you can place a row of 4 and again try and phase it like so. That's up to you. I'm going to leave that in your hands. You can have the creative decision behind that. One thing you do want to do is you want to grab the edge pieces. So these long ones, you want to go across the front sides so you don't have the gaps. And it will end up looking like this. And then you also want to make sure in these smaller gaps to grab the 2 wide sections rather than the larger ones and place them as well. So it's got a solid perimeter going around the exterior of the build. If you have any issues like this, an easy way is just to mirror it and then flip it and it fixes it, as you can see just there. And yeah, that is pretty much it in regards to the main building itself. Small details, but it does make it look a lot nicer. Now, in regards to a bit of the structure, which I'll get to once I've finished placing these, as you can see again, it's just a case of going around all the different corners, placing them as you can. Now, once you get to here, this is where it's going to get slightly more difficult, because you have issues like this, where they're not going to line up potentially 100%. Like you can see there, it overlaps a bit, but it's, again, not the end of the world. So if you can put up with it, sure. If you can't, then I would suggest maybe just leaving it flat, as my original design did. So final little section there. And yeah, once you've done that, that is the roof complete for the floors, or for the top floor, should I say. So in terms of the interior, what we're going to do is the floor I've decided to use is going to be wood. You can do something different if you feel like it. One thing we should probably get out of the way first is marking out where the garage is going to be. So for the garage, what I've gone ahead and done is grabbed ourselves a garage door, gone in to the right immediately, and gone 1 tile backwards and placed another garage door. This is going to go into the main house and separate the garage from the main house. What we're then going to do is go 2 to the left with the grey walls, go to the left and extend all the way across, and this whole area here I'm going to consider as the garage. So you can see this nice, it's a big enough area for a garage. What we're going to do is grab ourselves the grey concrete floor, and we're going to fill all the interior in this section with this texture, and this is going to be kind of like a road texture, and this is of course because this is where the cars are going to be, hence the road texture. Now in terms of the front side, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this forwards 1, then we're going to bring it forwards a further 2, but on the second one we're going to go to the left, and you can extend that out as far as you want, and we're going to make it 2 wide. And then exact same logic applies with the front. So we bring it 1, 2, 3 forwards, 1, 2, 3 forwards. And you can bring that as far forwards as you want, but that's the core idea. So it splits off to the left and forwards, and the remaining area would be using the white tiles, but we'll talk about that in a second. In regards to the interior, as I said, we're going to be using the wooden floors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to come back once it's all filled in, and we shall continue from there. Okay, so as you can see off camera, I've gone ahead and filled in all the various floors with the wooden tiles. So this is the first floor. Again, a nice large open area where you can add lots and lots of details. I've also gone ahead and added some cars in the garage just as a little side thing. We come to the first floor, once again filled in with wood, and then we come to the final floor, and again filled in nicely with the wooden texture. What I've also gone ahead and done, if you saw before, was I filled in all the tiles. So I've done a 2 wide perimeter around the exterior with the 2x2 tiled floors with the cracks in it, so almost like pavement tiles. And this goes all the way around the building, and it also fills in this early section at the front side of the building. I've also fixed the pool. It just required me deleting it all and flipping it around, but it is indeed fixed. And that brings us to the final thing, which is kind of an optional, is just to add this small little wall around the perimeter of the car/pedestrian area. And this again just adds a little bit more detail, helps add a little bit more color, splits up the build a little bit, and I think works pretty nicely. Once again, grab the corner pieces, and once you've done that, you are finished with this tutorial. Now, of course, as I've said many a time before, this would benefit heavily from interior, exterior. You could add plants, seats around the pool, all that good stuff, and that's something I potentially will be doing in the future. But again, very limited by time. So this is where you guys come in a huge way. Again, if you want to help out the channel in terms of designs and you want to send off your awesome builds and help me make content, again, I will feature it, give you credit, and hopefully in return help you gain a bit of an audience. So that's the idea. Again, I'm recruiting for the build team. That's all part of that. So let me know in the comment section below if you're interested, or tweet to me at Gummmyyy on Twitter. But yeah, that wraps up the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, a like would be very much appreciated. And if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing below and hitting the notification bell so you actually get notified every time I upload, because YouTube isn't the best at it. Now, in terms of videos, there should be a few more coming now because uni is finished. But I'm also trying to implement some Minecraft content in the near future to kind of please those fans of that content as well. So yeah, I'm going to stop waffling. I know this video's dragged on a little bit, but of course the build is a lot larger than normal. Let me know in the comment section below as well what you want to see in terms of builds for Fortnite, whether that's a fire station, a train station, a bank, more modern mansions, more futuristic mansions, skyscrapers, you name it. Please do let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light